Hi, and welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa. I am the Crafty Author, and welcome to my quilting room. Today we are going to make a fun, fast project. And this is actually a really good project for beginners. So if you're just learning, stick around because you're going to want to learn how to do this. And so what we're going to do today is we are going to be making a little pouch like this. It is fully lined. If I can open it, fully lined inside, and I put some quilt clips inside of there. So you can put whatever you want in here, change, dollars, whatever you'd like. Now for practice purposes, I just went ahead and did a real scrappy one that I had scraps left over from our quilt. So I thought, well, this will be cute, but this would be great. So if you were going to do some hand sewing, or I don't know, and you needed to put some thread in here or some quilt clips and maybe a pair of little scissors, you could definitely do it and just pop it in your bag and take it along with you. So I'm going to teach you how to make one of these. These are really fun and cool. So we're going to get right into it. All right, so the items that you're going to need for this project in particular is you're going to need 4 5x5 inch squares. It doesn't matter if you get them from a charm pack, if you cut it from yardage, or if you want to do like I did with this one and use your scraps. You can do that as well. You can make strips, you can do it in the squares, you can do it however you want to. Now, since this was my practice piece, it's not perfect. So but what I did to close this up was I have these KamSnaps that I use. I'm not paid to endorse KamSnaps. I just purchase their products and use them myself. I love their products. I actually have a KamSnap press, a die press that's industrial size that I use because I have arthritis in my hands real bad. And this kind of a contraption doesn't work for me. But if you have one of these, then you should use it. This is a Dritz. This is the Dritz handheld snap press. So you would just use that. If you don't have one of these, you can pick these up, I think, at Joann's for like, I want to say $20. And if you have a coupon, you can use that with it because that's how I got mine. And it comes with the starter kit. So you'll get the awl. You'll need one of these if you're using the snaps. And you also get a package of the snaps with this. So it's a really great value. If you don't have one, I highly recommend getting one just because they come in so handy for like if you're making baby bibs or if you're making little purses, little bags like this, and you don't have time to put a zipper on or whatever. They're really handy. So I love them. I use them all the time, actually. You can also use a zipper on here. You could install a zipper if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that today for time's sake, but you can. And then also you could use Velcro. Velcro would work great on here as well. I would highly recommend getting the Velcro that you sew in because it will last longer. So we are going to choose some fabrics here. I'm going to choose from my Tula Pink stash that I have. It's real cute. I love it. I think I'm going to go with these 2 polka dots. And then if there's brighter ones, I might go with those for the outer. I'm not positive. So yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I just have this charm pack that I purchased, and I've kind of gone through it like I do with most charm packs, and I just kind of pick and choose when I need them. So that's what I've done to this. So this is kind of a little bit scrappy to me because I don't have all the pieces in one spot. But in this case, I do. So this is going to work out great. So I'm going to use these 2 darker pieces for my outer. And these are going to be my lining pieces. And we're going to go to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how we do this and how quick and easy it truly is. I will be using white thread so that you can see what I'm doing better here on the machine. And I'm going to use a stitch length of 2. So you can use whichever you would like, but we're going to start with our first pieces. So our outer pieces. We're going to put these right sides facing each other. Okay. You can clip them or you don't have to. I will clip them. 3 sides that I'm going to clip. And then we are going to sew these 3 sides. So we're just going to put it down. I'm going to back stitch a little bit. And we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam here. You'll see how fast this really does go. And it turns out really neat. It's just a fast little project. So if you wanted to make a quick gift for somebody, you could certainly do this. All right, so we are done with this piece now. So we're going to set this aside. And now we're going to work on our lining pieces. So we're going to put these right sides facing each other. Okay. We're going to clip the 3 sides just like we did before. Or pin them, whichever you prefer to do. I'm going to use these quilt clips. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam down one side, and we're going to come around the corner here, and we're going to stop and we're going to back stitch. And we're going to leave an opening here, probably 2-inch opening. And then we will come over here on this other side and we will do a back stitch and we will sew all the way up to this other side. You want to give yourself enough room to turn this. So don't make that opening too small. And you do want to back stitch because you're going to put your hand in there. And you don't want to tear anything out. So. All right, so now we have that stitched. And you should have your opening up here, should be wide open like that. And this bottom piece, you should have like a hole here. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to take our outer piece, our main piece for the front, and we are going to flip. We're going to leave this one right sides facing each other. And then we're going to take this one and we are going to turn this inside out. I'm going to take a chopstick and I'm just going to push these corners out gently. And you can take a pin or a chopstick or that purple thing or whatever you use to push out corners. And you can do it that way. Okay, so now that's done. And we are going to take our hand in here like this in our lining piece. Now you should have your right sides. You should have your nice sides up looking at you. And now we're going to take them and we're going to push them in side of this. Just like this. So like a glove, kind of. Okay. Now we're going to push our corners into the corner. You're just going to kind of work around it like so. Okay. And now we have the inside here and we need to top stitch all the way around. But first we have to line up our seams. Now see the way I put this in here, they're pretty well lined up. So I'm just going to open my seams, match them up. This will take a little bit of finagling here, so you'll need to be a little bit patient with that part. But once you have them opened, like that, you're just going to take a clip and you're going to clip it. You're going to go around the whole entire project and make sure that your both edges line up. This one is lining up really, really well. All right, so now we're going to go and we are going to top stitch all the way around the top of this. I am going to use 1/4 inch seam and get started here. I can move everything out of the way. Okay. All right, and we're just going to start sewing. All right, so now we've sewn that together. Our top is done. You can see that we've stitched that all the way around. Now we're going to reach in. We're going to reach inside here, and we're going to pull our lining out of our bag. And we are going to pop those corners out of our lining here, like so. And then we need to finish stitching. I'm sorry. We need to pull this through. Forgot that step. It's helpful if I tell you the right instructions. Pull this part through. So now you should have both of your sides facing you. And both right sides facing up. Sorry, I'm trying to think and speak at the same time, and that's not happening for me today. Okay, so now I'm going to take my chopstick, and I am going to press out my corners on my main fabric for the front, gently. I like to get a little carried away, and I always end up poking a hole. So I always have to remind myself to be careful here. So there's that one. Now I'm going to do the same for this one. I'm just going to go and gently poke out the rest of the holes. You can trim the corners on these if you want to. I'm not going to. I don't need to do that. I will pull this back just a little bit and push these seams just to make them fall into place. Like so. Now you can press these seams if you'd like, but I'm not going to because of the way I just pressed them with my finger. They look pretty good to me. You can also pin them or clip them shut. But I'm just going to put this under our machine, and I'm going to sew this closed using probably about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to just get real close to that edge. And seal that up. And you'll see how tiny that is right there at the bottom. And I'm going to trim off the excess threads that I have just kind of hanging around there. And then I'm going to take my lining and kind of just pull it apart a little bit. I got to trim some of these loose threads here. Okay, I'm going to take this lining now, and I am just going to push this inside, like so, of my main fabric. So I'm just going to push that in there. I'll make sure it's in there nice and snug. Snug as a bug in there. I'm going to tug on it and really make sure it's in there nice. Okay, so now that looks pretty good to me. Now you could take this to the iron and press it if you want to. I'm gonna just, I think, just go ahead and start stitching around. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a row of stitching again on here. we're going to top stitch this. So I'm just going to stick this underneath, and I'll just start top stitching here. Because you want to hold the lining and your main fabric together, so you don't want it to be moving around and puckering and that type of thing. So that's why we top stitch. So now we should have something that looks like this. You can see I've top stitched, and you can see I went a little crazy crooked there, but that's okay. So now we're going to go and we're going to put our snaps on here, and then we shall be done. All right, we're ready to put our snaps on. So I'm going to look for some colors in here that might match, and I think I'm probably going to go with this color because it looks like it matches it fairly well. So I'm going to put 3 snaps on here. I need to find 3 males and 3 females. So I already got those. Now I need to find 2 more. And there it is. Okay. And then I need to find 6 of these rounds, because that's what we'll be using. There's 1, 1 more, and we're good. Okay, I got these at KamSnaps.com in case you're wondering. Okay, I have, so I'm going to be using a die press that looks like this. This is my KamSnap die press, and it comes with dies that look like this, and you put the little ends, you would put this, you put the little KamSnaps inside of there, and then you put it in the die, and then you press it down and it puts it on there. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want my snaps to go. So this is going to be my middle snap right here. This is the awl. You want to be extremely careful with an awl. You will jam it through your finger and it will hurt and bleed like you would not believe. And you can ask me how I know. It is from personal experience. So please be careful when using one of those. I'm going to come over here. Make sure I'm about right. I'm just guessing here. You could measure this out if you wanted to, but I'm just going to, for demonstration purposes, just do it that way. All right, so I put my little piece up in my little die in this little thing, and now I'm going to take one of my rounds and I am going to put it on here through the hole that we just created. I'm going to set it down inside of here, and then I'm going to press. And we have our first snap on there. Okay, so we're going to continue that process until we have them all on, and this goes really quick. So like I said, if you didn't have a press, you could certainly do velcro, a zipper, you could even make it into a drawstring if you wanted to. So really, the sky is kind of the limit with this. Okay, I'm going to change this one out. It just screws in, it just screws on and off. Looks the same as the other one, only it does the different snap. Helps when you turn it on the right way too. Okay, We already have one in here. So I'm just going to take another little circle. So you'll need these little top circle things for both sides, for the males and the females. You can get them in designer, you can get them in hearts, all kinds of stuff. Hearts, stars. I have a couple different shaped ones. I find that the round ones are probably the easiest to work with. Oh, flowers. They come in flowers too. Those ones are real cute. And our last one. Put that in there. And voila. We are done. Snaps are all attached to our little bag. Okay, so as you can see, this is our finished product here with our little 3 dots. There's the lining. Looks really nicely done, really professional. What's cool about it is you can take your seam ripper, you can take your little snips, you could take clips, quilt clips, and you could, and if you try to make them fall out, they don't fall out. You can use it for change. You can use it for anything. It is super, super versatile. It's cute. I'd put this in my purse. I probably will put this in my purse. So there's this one. So like I showed you 2 ways to do this. The Scrappy way. And then one with just a charm pack. So you can do it both ways, whichever way you feel like doing it. If you have a lot of scrap to use up, this is a great scrap buster. These would also make really cool gifts. They really, really would. You could even do, like, if you wanted to, make like a little flap and just do a buttonhole and sew a button. Because people, women especially, are always looking for ways to hide junk in their purse. I know I am. I put my chapstick in here. I mean, you could put anything in here. Chapstick, lip gloss, your keys. What else? Your change, dollar bills, your license. If you were going somewhere and you needed to put your license or your credit card in here, you could make a little, what am I trying to say? Strap. Put a little strap, put it on your wrist. It would hold it in here because you've got your 3 snaps holding it, or your velcro or your zipper or whatever you're using. It'd be awesome. So there's some ideas for this. Lots of ideas. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you would like to follow me on social media, the links are down below in the description box. If you would like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to share, feel free to share, because sharing is caring. And keep on crafting, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.